Hello, good afternoon to you and welcome to Bena Midday News. This news is coming to you live from Benab House, Atomic Junction, Medina. My name is Sherifatu Ayuba. Coming up in this afternoon's bulletin. Of Kwahu reportedly abducted by an unknown gunmen who stormed the Kwahu Paramount Chief's palace. Resume 2025-26 recruitment exercise in Greater Accra following suspension after a stampede at the earlier exercise led to multiple casualties. And on the international front, at least 32 people killed as bridge in southeastern Congo collapsed over the weekend. We'll bring you details of these stories shortly. Thank you for staying with us. Remember, we are streaming live on Facebook at Bena TV. Now let's look at the details of these stories. Armed men dressed as police officers and claiming to be national security personnel reportedly attacked the Kwahu Paramount Chief Palace at Abene in the early hours of Monday, November 17, 2025. The raid, which occurred around 4 a.m., involved gunfire inside the palace, sending residents into panic. During the operation, the assailants abducted the Kwahuhima Nanajwa Jemfua and seized Kwahuhina's official Toyota Land Cruiser, which tracking information indicates is headed toward Accra. The motive for the attack and abduction is still unknown. Both the Nkoko and Kwahu Divisional Police Commands have denied any knowledge of the operation, stressing that no sanctioned team was deployed under the guise of national security. Sources say the incident has heightened fears in the community amid ongoing chieftaincy tensions in Kwahu. Residents described the attack as alarming, expressing concern over the safety of traditional leaders. Authorities are investigating, though no official statement has been issued. Security analysts and community leaders are calling for swift action to ensure the Queen Mother's safe return and to rebuild public trust in law enforcement and protection of traditional institutions. The abduction has triggered widespread outrage on social media and among civil society groups who are demanding prompt government updates and stronger measures to prevent similar incidents. The attack highlights persistent security challenges and risks posed by criminals disguising themselves in official uniforms. The Ghana Armed Forces has announced the resumption of its 2025-2026 recruitment exercise in the Greater Accra region beginning Thursday, November 20th, 2025. The exercise was suspended after a deadly stampede at the Elwak Stadium on Wednesday, November 12th, which resulted in multiple injuries and 6 deaths.
In a press statement issued on Monday, November 17, 2025, and signed by Captain Veronica Ajoahin, Ghana Navy, Acting Director General of Public Relations, the Ghana Armed Forces said the screening process will now be conducted across 8 sub-centers in 5 key locations across the region. The designated centers are Elwak Sports Stadium, 2 centers. Nicholson Park, Burma Camp, 2 centers. Air Force Base, Burma Camp. Training and Doctrine Command, Teshing, 2 centers. Eastern Naval Command, Tema. According to the statement, all qualified applicants grouped into batches of 600 will receive SMS notifications indicating their reporting dates, batch numbers, and assigned centers. Applicants have been urged to check the recruitment portal regularly for updates and comply strictly with all instructions. Individuals who do not receive an SMS by November 20 are advised to call 0256 405 104 or send a WhatsApp message to 0256 405 154 for assistance. Verification may also be done through the recruitment portal. The GAF cautioned that family members and friends will not be permitted at screening centers in order to reduce congestion. All applicants will be allowed entry. The armed forces further confirmed that a board of inquiry is currently investigating the circumstances surrounding the November 2 stampede. To ensure transparency and fairness, the entire Greater Accra recruitment team has been replaced. The new appointed officers supervising the exercise are Commodore F.A. Nyakon, Director General Human Resource, Colonel F. Kusidakon, Director Manpower, Colonel G.B. Edua, Director Information Technology. The Ghana Armed Forces added that victims of the stampede will continue to receive free medical treatment at the 37 Military Hospital until they fully recover. Additionally, a special recruitment package will be provided for those injured, as well as for the families of individuals who lost their lives in the incident.
Meanwhile, the nationwide recruitment exercise for Ghana's internal security agencies officially begins today, Monday, November 17, 2025, as the centralized service e-recruitment portal opens for applications. A public notice states that the portal will remain accessible until Friday, December 19, 2025, giving applicants 1 month to submit their forms to join the Ghana Police Service, the Ghana Immigration Service, the Ghana National Fire Service, and the Ghana Prisons Service.
The announcement was made by the Minister for the Interior, Muntaka Mubarak, in a Facebook post. According to the minister, applicants must purchase a voucher before accessing the portal. Vouchers can be obtained using the USSD code *713*03# on all mobile network or at any GCB bank branch nationwide. The notice further stresses that applicants must indicate the specific security agency for which they are buying a voucher to ensure the application is correctly routed. The CSERP system was created to streamline recruitment, improve transparency, and offer easier access to qualified Ghanaians. Government has also reaffirmed its commitment to a fair and corruption-free recruitment process and cautioned the public against fraudulent activities. The statement says the government of John Dramani Mahama, through the Ministry of the Interior, has released the core requirements and required documents for the 2025-26 centralized e-recruitment process. Applicants are advised to read carefully and follow all instructions. Eligible applicants can access the portal via cserpgh.com.
Now let's talk illegal mining now, because the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference is calling on the government to take far more radical action against illegal mining, including declaring a state of emergency in most affected mining zones. In a communique released on the end of its annual plenary assembly in Damango in the Savannah region, the conference described the level of environmental destruction caused by Galamsey as a profound moral crisis and a spiritual challenge.
The Catholic Bishop Conference noted that a truly synodal church recognizes creation not merely as a resource to be exploited, but as, quote, a covenantal partner deserving of respect and care. According to the communique, more than 5,252 hectares of forest reserves have already been lost to illegal mining in 2025 alone, while 44 out of Ghana's 288 forest reserves are now classified as degraded. An estimated 75% of the country's rivers have also been polluted, largely due to mercury and cyanide used in unregulated mining operations. While acknowledging efforts such as the establishment of the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat (NIMOS), the bishops emphasized that the extent of damage demands a more aggressive national response. They urged President John Dramani Mahama to introduce tougher measures, including declaring a state of emergency in high-risk illegal mining zones, ensuring swift and impartial prosecution of all offenders, regardless of political affiliation, fully reclaiming lands destroyed by illegal and irresponsible mining, providing transparent national reports on water quality, forest cover, and food safety. The GCBC also commended chiefs and queen mothers who have taken firm action against illegal mining within their communities and encouraged others to do the same. They further appealed to all citizens to take responsibility in the fight, stressing that Ghana's land and water bodies must, quote, be sanitized and healed for the benefit of current and future generations.
Well, on this note, we go for a quick break. We'll be back with business and more.
Rayuwa mai lafiya yana haɓaka iko, haɓaka tunanin jiki da jin daɗin rayuwa wanda ke kayyade tattalin arziki, zamantakewa da muhalli. Ku kasance tare da ni, Nana Amina Muhammad, akan Baina TV a yayin da zan dinga kawo muku masana kiwon lafiya saboda mu tattauna battutukan da sun ka shafi kiwon lafiya don mu inganta tunanin jikinmu da zamantakewanmu.
Rayuwa mai lafiya, this and every Tuesday at 8:15 p.m. only on Baina TV.
Welcome back. If you just tune in, you're watching Baina Midday News on Baina TV. Now moving on to some business story. Oil marketing companies are expected to begin increasing fuel prices at pumps from today, November 17. This development follows a routine 2-week review of petroleum product prices and price and outlook data from the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, COPEC, which project a 1% to 4% increase per litre across products.
Some OMCs told the media that they will adjust prices immediately, while others say they will observe market competition before responding. According to COPEC's pricing outlook report, the expected increases are driven mainly by rising crude oil prices on the international market. Crude prices climbed by 2.95% in mid-November 2025, from $62.82 to $64.67 per barrel. Amid elevated forecast risk linked to global tariff tensions, the U.S. government shut down and new sanctions on Russian oil. Reflecting this trend, major petroleum products also saw strong increases. Petrol rose by 3.85%, diesel surged by 12%, LPG increased by 6.97%, even with the cedi's current appreciation. The currency's gains were not strong enough to prevent upward adjustment at the pumps. Some OMCs say that without the cedi's improved performance, fuel prices could have risen far more sharply than current projections. COPEC's report shows that during the pricing window starting November 16, 2025, the cedi appreciated from 13.12 cedis to 10.94, a 1.57 gain. Databank research, however, forecasts modest near-term pressure on the cedi due to tightening foreign exchange supply. Despite an expected $300 million IMF inflow in December 2025, improved investor sentiment from better credit ratings and indications that the Bank of Ghana may scale back forest market support. Possible price quotes industry data suggest petrol is expected to rise between 1.18% and 3.54%, potentially retailing at around 13.15 cedi per litre. Diesel prices may increase by up to 3.85%, which could push a litre to about 13.60 cedis. LPG prices are projected to rise between 1.32% and 3.53%. COPEC data also indicates that during the November 2025 review period, some firms reduced prices by as much as 12%, 7%, and as low as 4% per litre. Averaging these reductions gives about 6.96%, suggesting Ghana recorded one of the biggest drops in petroleum product prices this year and possibly in recent times.
Now, in some news beyond our borders, at least 32 people were killed when a bridge at the Kalando copper and cobalt mine in Mulondo, Lualaba province, southeast Congo, collapsed on Saturday. The country's interior minister told reporters that despite warnings against entering the site due to heavy rain and landslides, illegal miners risk entering the quarry.
A report by the Government Artisanal and Small-Scale Mining Support and Guidance Service said gunfire from soldiers at the site triggered panic, causing miners to rush onto the bridge, which then gave way. The support suggested that at least 40 people may have died in the incident. Tensions at the site have been ongoing between illegal miners, mining cooperatives, and the legal operators, with soldiers frequently deployed in the area. Congo, the world's largest producer of cobalt, a key component in lithium-ion batteries, is dominated by Chinese companies which control roughly 80% of production. The industry has long faced criticism over child labor, unsafe working conditions, and corruption. Eastern Congo's mineral-rich regions have been plagued for decades by violence involving government forces and armed groups, including the Rwanda-backed M23, whose recent resurgence has intensified the humanitarian crisis.
Now, moving on to sports, Nigeria's national men football team head coach Eric Shell has claimed that a member of the Democratic Republic of Congo squad used black magic to help the Leopards secure victory over Nigeria. The match ended 1-1 after regulation and extra time in the CAF 2026 FIFA World Cup playoff final, with DR Congo prevailing on penalties. Congo captain Mbemba scored the decisive spot kick, sending his team through to the Intercontinental Playoff Tournament. Watch Nigeria's head coach interview with the media after the match.